Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I figured why not? Let's start with this tweet from XRP Captain. XRP 100 times this year. Let me see what I didn't even check before I started this video what 100 times would be. There's somewhere around 82 cents. So let's do that. 82 cents times 100. That would be an $82 XRP. How about them apples? I'll take it. I'll take 100 times this year. Okay, moving along. I think that Gary Gensler has about jumped the shark with all his non-answers. I think he's really starting to piss a lot of people off, including John Deaton. He was on Liz Claiborne yesterday. Listen to this.
He has filed with against Ripple XRP. And again, without commenting on specifics, because I know you don't, what's the SEC's theory on certain elements of the crypto world that are considered securities, which would subject them to the SEC's stricter purview, versus currencies which are not held to that kind of purview?
So it's pretty straightforward, actually, is that in the 1930s, after the collapse of the markets and the public getting defrauded, there was a basic bargain, and Congress wrote with a very broad brush the definition of security. And they included like 32 different terms. And amongst those terms, the conceptual framework was the public investing money, anticipating profits on the efforts of others. And the Supreme Court in the 1940s and multiple times since then have had the same approach. My predecessor, Jay Clayton, said it as well as I could say it, that in looking at these tokens, it's rare to find one that isn't doing that. The public is investing, hoping for a profit based on the efforts of some other group.
Okay, but that's with any investment. There is that caveat emptor, buyer beware element to all of the stock market. What confuses a lot of people, Gary, and if you could really clarify here, is, where do you draw the line, the distinction between what is a security and what is an actual currency? Example A, what Ripple did, selling XRP to build out its underlying blockchain network, no different than example B, Ethereum floating an ICO, a coin offering to help its underlying Ethereum blockchain.
What Ethereum did was worse because they had an ICO. Ripple did not have an ICO. And on top of that, Ethereum, the founders helped to disguise whales, okay? So which takes you to a whole different level. Now, let me tell you, because I have to stop and tell you this. Let me tell you how you know Gary Gensler's a bad guy. This is how you know he's a bad guy. There's a lot of ways, but this is the core of how you know he's a bad guy. Here's a guy that runs the SEC of the United States. Here's a country that wants to lead in innovation. This guy is intentionally not giving answers. He's intentionally being vague. If this guy had good intentions for the United States of America, here's how he would handle it. He would handle it like a CEO would handle it. He would say, you know what? There are so many people that are confused on this topic. Everybody's asking about why not this one. Why? Let's do this. Let's get the industry leaders, not just people from freaking Andreessen Horowitz and Perkins Coie and a handful of people that just represent Ethereum. Let's get everybody. Let's get Charles Hoskinson. Let's get Brad Garlinghouse. Let's get the Ethereum guys. Let's get whoever from all digital assets. Let's put representatives of 10 to 15 of them in one room. Let's all stay in the room. And me, Gary Gensler, I will finally get out of my house. Let's all stay in the freaking room and hash all of this out so that everything makes sense and everybody's on the same page walking out. And let's have Congress in the room, and let's have the CFTC in the room. Let's all be in a room, and and plan and plot how the United States of America can lead this industry and lead the world in this industry. But that's not what Gary Gensler does. What he does is he holds his cards really close. Well, can't really tell you that. Even though he knows that the entire industry is on pins and needles and is scared of what he might do next, thus souring the whole industry. This is how you know Gary Gensler's a bad guy. This guy is bad, and this is why everybody's getting pissed off. And this guy deserves to have his butt kicked out of that office. And Jay Clayton deserved the same thing. And I want to make sure I hit this point. This isn't about left and right. This isn't about the politics of the thing. Jay Clayton, Gary Gensler, they're all bad guys. These guys intentionally did this. They intentionally do this so that they can hold companies hostage and in essence hold America hostage and try to get a big fine out of them or whatever and scare everybody. That's not what this agency should be doing in the United States of America. This agency should have a positive vibe, not this dark cloud Gary Gensler BS, bureaucrat. Bull. It's bull, and everybody knows it, and everybody's starting to get real pissed. And I'm surprised, and all you congressmen who aren't pissed, we're taking names because you're gone. You're out of there. You're gonna get your butts booted out of Congress because this guy's a bad guy, and anybody associated with him is also a bad guy. And he's bad. He's bad for this country, and anybody behind him is bad for this country.
A lot of people say.
So Liz, you started by saying you weren't going to ask me about specific cases, and so if I can help the audience. I said example A, example B. Yeah, but I help the audience know that it's not. I'm not really allowed to talk about specific.
That's a lie. He is allowed to talk about it. He doesn't have to talk about Ripple. She asked him about Ethereum. There is no ongoing, unless you've got something to tell us, there is no ongoing investigation. But here's how you know. Before we started exposing the Ethereum free pass, they were saying the same thing. And we know they didn't have an investigation going of Ethereum then. So we know it's a lie that he can't talk about Ethereum.
Cases, but it's pretty straightforward. Raise money from the public, as you say. We have a basic bargain of full and fair disclosure and anti-fraud.
All right, and then here's part two.
Floating an ICO, a coin offering to help its underlying Ethereum blockchain. There is no difference, a lot of people say.
So Liz,
because there's not, and he knows.
By saying you weren't going to ask me about specific cases, and so if I can help the audience.
Example A, example B.
Ethereum is not a case.
Yeah, but I help the audience know that it's not. I'm not really allowed to talk about
what
specific cases,
but
there's
no other word for it.
Raise money from the public, as you say. We have a basic bargain of full and fair disclosure and anti-fraud protections, and you register with the government agency called the Securities and Exchange Commission. And that's really what we're trying to do, is help continue with that basic bargain. We're technology neutral. If people want to invest or speculate in this field, then these tokens, and most importantly, the platforms, the trading and lending platforms, come in, register, do it within.
What he means is come in, then we'll kill you with 1,000 paper cuts. We'll put you in the stack, and then you'll never get what you really want.
Law.
And I'll let JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have all this business.
Not trying to skirt the law.
Okay, we've got so much more to talk about. I do want to.
All right, that's enough of Gary Gensler, but a lot of people were pissed. This is Charles Gasparino blasting Gary Gensler here.
And this is potentially huge. I know the market's up today. It's taken a breather, and I know AMC is off its lows. It was as low as $15 or $14 a share. It's at 18, 19 now. But it's down 80% from its highs. And if it goes down to $10 a share, which it really could if the Fed starts tightening, if it does 50 basis points, people are going to say, where was the investor protection? And I'll tell you, these esoteric things. I mean, did Ripple's unregistered XRP really hurt anybody? No.
Well, Charlie, hold on. The one thing that I thought was really important here, number one, I did try very hard to push him on what is the difference between what Ethereum is versus Ripple XRP. You know,
that's so
and they
pathetic
do that.
Liz, that is so pathetic. He punted on that. He is taking a case that he was handed by Jay Clayton, the SEC chair under Trump. He's pushed it forward as aggressively or more aggressively than Jay Clayton did. Mm-hmm. It has literally, what was done on Ripple is not that much contextually or materially different than what Ether did.
Okay.
Why is one okay and not the other? It's mind-boggling.
Well, he can't explain it. By the way,
he continues to sidestep that.
Because it's a lie, and he knows it, and everybody else knows it. And here's another take from Charles. Interesting takeaway from Gary Gensler's talk on difference between Ethereum and Ripple. He wouldn't comment. SEC generally doesn't comment on investigations, which means maybe they are weighing an Ether case. Well, before there was an investigation, he wasn't weighing in either. So that's a lie. Not on Charles's part, but on Gary Gensler's part. John Deaton, he won't comment on any specific token about whether it is or isn't a security, but he insists that the exchanges come in and register that they are selling securities. He ignores Tom Emmer's request. I predict when he has to testify before Congress next year, he will resign. And then he goes on. I don't think it's on his mind today, but he doesn't like to answer it to anyone. If he is brought before Congress to answer it about ethics and conflicts and throw in potential questions related to him being CFO for you-know-who, I can see him resigning to avoid the scrutiny. You're darn right, because he's a coward. These people, when you see this kind of behavior out of people, this is not a CEO. This is not a straightforward, straight shooting, honorable person. It makes me sick that they call these people honorable. There's nothing honorable about that. He's not doing right by the American people. That's what you call a coward. Coward. I'll say it again. That's what this is. And so I said, I think John Deaton's right. The honorable, and I do mean that I am being sarcastic there. SEC chair will resign before actually does anything honorable and answers questions about the Ethereum free pass and his campaign finance Russia problem. He thought he would just stroll in and continue to live on the public dole and the whole bureaucratic mess. And I said, our government has an arrogance problem, the kind that comes with getting away with it for too long. And that's what I truly believe. John Deaton had retweeted, he said, I voted Republican and Democrat during my life. I'm so disgusted by how Gensler has conducted himself and actually believe he's a threat to America's standing in the world. That my wish is for him to be constantly called before Congress, causing him to resign. John Deaton is 1,000% right. Then he says Gensler's statement that he can't speak about specific tokens is total nonsense. There is no rule that disallows him from speaking about specific project, asset, or token. In fact, one of the stated goals of the SEC is to share information about companies so that investors can make informed decisions about their investments. He's being disingenuous when he claims he can't speak about specific tokens. If true, why did Hidman give his Ethereum speech? Also, I showed you a clip the other day where one of the guys from the CFTC chairman specifically addressed Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a lie too. That is a total lie. And then Crypto Law says the peevish look from Gary is because tens of thousands of retail XRP holders refuse to stop getting in his face with questions his SEC refuses to answer, and we've only just begun. And then Eleanor Terrett even weighed in. Today, Gary Gensler told Fox Business, the SEC determines what qualifies a security based on laws written by Congress in the 1930s. How is today's technology supposed to fit inside a regulatory framework written nearly a century ago? U.S. securities laws are due for a makeover. Well, I'll say it again. I think that Gary Gensler is I think that he knows that, and I think that the vagaries that he's intentionally left in the market are because he and all the people that are propping him up know how hard it will be for Congress to enact anything that usurps that 1930s law or whatever. I believe they know it. I believe that's why they're I believe this guy's been told, yeah, you just hold them off. You just hold them off. You keep it all cloudy and gray, and just, yeah, come see us, and then we'll figure out how we can find you, and we'll put your envelope in the stack and just leave you in purgatory like we had Brad Garlinghouse while Joe Lubin and Ethereum get Ethereum 2.0, I mean consensus layer. They had to change the name because of how shady it all looks now. So they can get that out, and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and the boys can get their custody out. That's what Gary Gensler's for. I'm telling you, I can smell it. I can see around the Gary Gensler corners. Now, I wanted to make everybody aware of something. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I finally found a guy that wanted to do it. This is interesting. I believe, and this guy believes too, I believe that the crypto industry is if I was in the private jet business, I would have a booth at every crypto conference that there was. I'd be in Bitcoin Miami. I'd be everywhere. Well, there has not been one private jet company. You know, we hear everybody talk about Lambos and all that, but there's not been one private jet company that has stepped in to the crypto arena to show the world what they do. Now we got one. This is ExoJet, and the guy that I'm working with over there, his name is, and his information's right here. It's Frank Gibilisco. All right, he's got a page for. There's many of you listening to my voice. Some of you aren't there yet, and you will be there. Now, my dad, who is the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, told me a long time ago, and there's a dirty version of this which I won't add on, but if it flies or floats, lease it. And that's kind of how I am. You know, I've joked around on this channel about how I'll never be the guy that buys a yacht, or even if I could afford it, a G whatever private jet's not happening, not me. That I will lease those type of things if I want to do them. Well, I plan on doing the same thing with private jets. If XRP does what we think XRP is going to do, that's where I think a lot of us might be wanting to do this kind of thing. So I told Frank, I said, look, let me talk to the world about this, and I'll bet you there are thousands of people that are looking for this right now. And it's not just jets that he does. He also you can lease yachts. Okay, but I want to give you, these are ExoJets. They've got, if you go down and you scroll down this, it's so awesome. There's a bunch of different ones, but you can actually, they do pricing, and just like with anything else, there might be deals to certain locations. You might be able, and Frank can tell you all about this. He's also got a phone number up here, and then he's got this where you can send an inquiry, and he'll share a one-time code where you can save $1,000 for your next booking. Now I'm going to finish this video by showing you something awesome. Check out, this is the Challenger 300 ExoJet. I just wanted to give you a glimpse into what you would be talking to Frank about, because this is awesome. And by the way, there will be a link to Frank's page at the top of the description of this video. So give him a call or send him an email. He's got an email list. You can fill in the form and Frank will get back to you. This is awesome.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sasha, and I'm a Challenger 300 pilot here at ExoJet. We would like to show you a few key features of this aircraft. Please come aboard and enjoy.
pilot seats. Those look comfortable. Police seats or something. You can fit your golf bags. So if you go and check out, when you have a chance, click on that link in the top of the description of this video, and you can see all of Frank's services. It's awesome. I think this is where we all want to be, and many of you out there are already there, and so go for it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family to check out Frank with XOJet. And go book a flight today. Tell me where you went and I'll cover it. Thanks for listening.